Oh my God. And I have other pages uh, like you said yesterday. I didn't name this one index. Um, this is the index or the home HTML, and then I have my contact services and track. They are all here. Then I created. Let me open the site so that I'll be able to explain it better. So here is here I kept all the images in one folder, and here are the images. Some are SVG, some are JPG. The SVG ones I got it from the Pitchon. I just open the Pitchon and then I just click and drag it inside my file. I discovered that and I was even shocked. Uh, it was so simple, dragging and dropping it in the in your projects. So because of
Yeah, I was doing that. I don't know if you paid attention when I was doing introducing pictures. I was dragging them directly into Visual Studio.
okay. Eh,
Yeah, maybe you weren't paying
I
attention to
didn't
that
really.
side and all.
So
Yeah.
I got
Okay,
the
you continue.
I got the SVG files here. So when you open them or you click on them, you see them here. The only place I'm able to change, I don't change anything here. I change the color. If I want to use a white icon on maybe a black background or something like that, this is why I change it. Where they've written the last part of the code in this particular one. I see you can see fill here. So that is where I change it. I change the color as I don't know, Mr. Jansen. I don't know if that one too, I didn't look at it. The color, the I think the color code.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
we were using
Yeah,
words.
that is yeah. You can use words. You can
Yeah. So
as soon as the hash, as soon as you bring the hash, it is actually looking for an ID. But you can still use words and it will work.
yeah, but I'm saying that the our general
Hmm.
class.
Yeah.
Maybe some people haven't met it before. I don't know, but
Oh, okay.
that is the color there. So I changed the color to, I think this is white. This is white, and then black is 000. Yeah. So that is how I change the color of my icons to suit my page. So if you can see the page, I have the one icon here, just near Lacrosse Farms. I have this icon. Um, let me show you where. I don't know. Let me see if I can do it side by side. But my website in Chrome, send me I didn't do that media queries, no.
But you can still open it up without necessarily having to show us the code. Like,
Okay.
okay, I think you have the size now.
Yeah,
I think the size is okay.
I think I have the size now. Yeah. So um, let me go to the code. So this is my icon. I created a header. This is the header. So the header, I created a div tag for the header, and the header is all these things here. Or it con it includes the menu and then my logo and then the name of the site or something like that. So all these things up here, I group them into the header one, header div or header container. So when you open it, you can see I have a lot of things here, and they are these items. I have my menu items, and that is only this portion, the menu items here. That is the home, the about, services, track, contact. I have all of them here. And then my Lacrosse Farms, that one is the logo box. I've put all of them in logo box. So my image or my icon, I did it image, and then I put in SVG file here. I thought it won't work, but somehow it worked. I thought maybe because it's image and then this is SVG, it will not work, but it appeared, and I was happy about
Yeah,
that.
images actually take PNG, JPEG, SVG, TIFF, AFIF. When you
Uh,
come to web, when you
okay.
come to web, the extension for images are numerous. It's not only
Okay.
JPEG and PNG.
Okay.
Yeah, it can take almost every extension. That is not every extension, but there are extensions that can be used on web app and are like very extensive. Let me put it that way. Yeah,
Okay.
continue.
So still talking about the header, I I apply CSS. So without CSS, these things you don't see it arranged in this form. It will be basa basa basa. So I created CSS. That is my CSS. This CSS I know I be brave over. Aha. So this is my CSS, and then this is my header. I added some padding to the bottom so that this particular section will not combine with the header. So the header is a div, which is like a box, a rectangle, and I've left a space in between the with the padding button. And then here I have header 2 here with menu items and whatever, but I made the display flex, and then I aligned the item center. So all these items were centered in the header. And then coming to the menu items, um, this is what I did. The menu items is also a div on its own, but it's inside the header div, and I flexed it two times the other div. That is the logo box. So I have logo box and then menu items all inside the header div. So these two items will be aligned center, but this particular one, the menu items will extend two times the the width of the logo box. That is what I did with the flex and then 2D. And I came to the menu items itself, the list itself. So I have to deactivate the list type and then make sure the list is also inline. Other than that, you see home, app, then about, below home, services. So that is what I wanted to achieve. So I arrange it inline. And also with the hover, when you hover on the list, the background should turn green. Then you should have a radius and then padding. So that is what you can see on the screen, the effects. So when you hover over it, uh, the background is green, and also the text color is yellow. I think I came. So this is it. When I change the text color, when I hover, the text color should change yellow, but I put it here, it didn't work. Then I realized it was a link. There's another tag around these texts, and that is the a link or the a tag, and that is here. I took care of that here. I'm supposed to even bring it. Okay, you should remain there. So that is also taking care of the hover effect, because I wanted to change the text to yellow. If I put it here, it doesn't work, because list inside the list we have a tag, and it is only for if I put the color here, it affects only the text in the list section. And then I took care of the a tag too. I added some margins to make it nicer here, and then the menu items to as a whole, as a div uh, container. I i flexed all of them to the end. So you can see that home, about, services, track, they are all at the end. Even if you try to close it down, you see that it's not coming to combine with the logo box. There's a space in between. This is causing that. And my flex direction to I my flex direction was in column form. um it is in column form because hold on, oh, this one that's the menu items. Yeah, the menu items we have on ordered list. This is one tag before the list item. The list items, they are inline inside the unordered list. So unordered list is the only uh, um, should I say the tag, the only tag inside the menu item at this that is the only child, if I should say, that is the only child in this, the only child of the menu items. So if I make it flex, it's going to uh, I don't know, it was distorting. So making it column, it stays, I don't know, it stays at the top. It doesn't try to go below. I don't know, but when I was doing it, it wasn't working, so I changed it to column, and the effect it took effect. Then the colors too, I changed the colors, molded it, and then all this styling there. Before I came to the logo box, the logo box has an image, because we have two items. I have the text side and then the icon or the image side. So I gave it a width and then a height, and then gave it some margins. And the logo, I have inside the logo I have span. The span is for the LA. Yeah, you can see it from the HTML. I have span here. Here is it. The LA span is here. So that is what I was targeting here, and I changed it to the color to red. I bolded it, added other styling, and then the logo name is I the logo name is the whole thing. It's here. Here is it. The whole thing is the logo name. So this is it. That is the whole of La Crispa. Yeah, that is the logo name. So that one too, I targeted it and then made it larger and then bolder. Then I came to the next section, and that is the banner. So you can see from here, let me close this one down. I have a banner section, and this is it, where the tomatoes is. This section is the banner section, and I created a div inside the banner which contained both H1 and H2, and that is your number one is H1, and then farm produce company is H2. So as you can see, that one to I apply some stylings to it. So I had an image for the tomatoes, so I added that image to the background, um, and then some height. Again, I targeted the H1. The H1 is your number one, and then the H2. So you can see them here. I targeted H1, H2, and then I styled it. I styled them with the margin top, margin bottom, all of them are here. H2, H2, I think I added so much more because banner one, ban uh, due to some effect, I don't know what happened, but when I added color to this H2, it wasn't working. So I had to make it important. I don't know the color that was affecting this H2. I don't know if I targeted some H2 somewhere. Maybe I targeted it below. I don't know. But it didn't work, so I had to add important because I wanted that particular H2 to be yellow. And then I changed the background. This is the background, that transparent background around it. And that is this one. This one I use a RGBA. This is the color, and then the last one is a alpha. I think that changes the transparency. If it is one, it is full color. If it is less than one, is it less than one, or yeah, less than one? So between 0 and 1. So 0.5 is less transparent, 0.2 is more transparent, in that order. Then I make sure my text. So here, for here, I struggled a little bit. Now I wanted the text to be in line like this, and some of them were shifting because of the div around this farm produce that I wanted to uh, make it appear. So I have to make sure this one fits content. That one, it was my own playground, so I was testing other ways of making it fit. And then padding, I added some padding, the border radius. The border radius is what you can see on the screen. So here I have my border radius nicely done here. And then the font weight too, I changed it to lighter because I targeted H2. Yeah, like I said, I've targeted H2 somewhere and it was affecting. Yeah, and I remember the H2 is these ones, the one you are seeing here, white shoe stars and those things. They were the H2 tags. So I bolded all of them, but this particular one I didn't want to bold it, so I turned it to lighter. Now, hey, they wait there, remember? Okay, so banner, I targeted the div inside the banner. Let me see. This is the div. It's only one div in the banner. So if I target the div, it means the whole thing inside the banner, that text. And I made the weight 50% of the whole banner. And then margin left, display, I have to make it flex. I think most of my containers I made them flex, flex, flex. Yeah, I came to section. With the section is for every section apart from the banner section. So fine. Oh, yeah. So this is the first section I had. So I make sure I name all of them section. So this is my first section here. This is a first section here. That grayish box or rectangle. and it contains everything here, my text. So I named it a class of sec text, and also the first section as sec1, so that I'll be able to easily target them. So in this section I have only two items, two diff I should say it has only two children. The sec1 has two children. That is the sec text up to this point, and then my image. So I have the sec text including even the header. This one, or they form one thing, and then the image is also another thing. I looked at it that way so that I'll be able to apply my flex nicely. Then so this one, I targeted the section, then display, flex, align, center, and then this one, this box sizing thing, uh, that is for it not to expand or exceed the box within which it is the image or whatever is in, so that if let's say the box is, I don't know, maybe that one Mr. Yanso will explain it better. uh, because border box doesn't, it doesn't make my items to shift, should I say, like if there's this the size of this particular box, that is the section, is let's say 350 pixels. If I increase the size of this image to let's say 300 or something like that, instead of maybe this one to shift downwards, it won't. It will fix all of them inside the image so that it will make sure everything is inside. And I think that is the best way I can explain. Then I justify content, that is the space between, and that is it leaves a space between the two diffs. Some way somehow these things I was trying to apply them some other places, it wasn't working. Maybe that one later I will ask Mr. Yancy to explain. And then the text, the flex wrap, that one I just did it so that I'll take care of some of the media queries, so that when I I close this down a little, the image will be placed below the text, like you are seeing on the screen. That is a wrap, so that it will just move uh, to below it. Then the next one is my the sections. Because I targeted the sections, I targeted the odd sections. This is the first section, which is odd one. Then the second one, two, is even, so it will not target this particular one. And then I have three, that is odd number. And then I think I will have, yeah, four, and then five. So it will target only the odd sections, that is the nth child. And then I change the background to gray, so you can see that all the odd sections are gray here and here. And then the section image, that is any image in the section, because I knew that every section I will put one image there. Then I targeted all the images, and then it is not the image itself that I am sizing, it is the div. Or maybe, okay, let me see if this one I use div. Okay, I didn't use div. So I am targeting the image. Sorry. Yeah, I'm targeting the image itself, not the div. So I am targeting the image, and then uh, sizing it here. So I make sure all the images are square, a square form. Then I targeted the text sections. So that one too, I added some padding, align center, display flex. That is a section text. These text. So if you come here, you can see that that is the section text. That is a div. It contains the H2, both the H2 and the paragraph. It contains both the H2 and the paragraph. So how I was able to make the H2 be positioned up here and then the rest below is that I targeted the section text, I made it a flex, and then I make sure it is in column form. If you don't do this, you see that your Y choosers will be at the left here, and then all the paragraphs will be at the right. So that was what I wanted to achieve, and I have to align all in the center so that you see that the H2 is also centered. The text is also centered nicely here. So as I said earlier on, this is another H2 I targeted. This is for the whole page. So if it sees any H2, it will apply this color. That is why here the H2 that I targeted here was, when I changed the color, it wasn't working. So I have to make it important so that it will consider that one. Then the font family too, it changed every H2 to that font family impact. Then please, this one I didn't type all of them. I just type impact, then Visual Studio. I think he gave me the options, and then I just clicked on it. And I have the team section. Uh, the team section. The team section. I think I'm not supposed to be there right now. It's about, uh, skipped it. I think about us. I didn't really look. I didn't do anything there because I targeted the whole section. The sec text took care of everything, and then the section image and this one, the section, it took care of the whole thing here. So I didn't really suffer here. And then I came to team section. That is here. So I made this one team section, and there are some effects here. When you hover over the image, you can see their names appearing. Now I created a div for this meet our team as one. I think this one was H2, and then another div for this, and then another div for all the images. That is one div for all the images before the images as single divs, so that I'll be able to align these three divs, one, two, and then the images div three, align them in column form. Before inside this particular div, I will align them in a row form. That was my idea. So let me close this one and show you. So that is the team section is here. So I had uh, team section here. So I had my my two divs are here. They meet our team. That is one div, and then another div for this is the team running. It's here. Before this particular one, up to here, all these ones are one. This is one div. That is the image name section. So image and name section. That is one div, which I've put all the images inside. So this is image name section, and I put one image here. This is one image, and that is the image box or the image name box. Um, Hold on. Oh, sorry. This is the closing tag for that one. So this whole thing is one image. This whole thing is another one image with the name. Then this whole thing is also another one image. So you see that all of them are having the class image img name box, img name box. Then inside that img name box, so it means the whole of this picture together with the name is the img name box. The whole of this, the same thing, the whole of that. Then inside that img name box, I have this I'm creating and the confusing. So I don't know. I'll I'll try and explain it. Then I have image two or images. So this whole thing is one image, but one image inside it I have the names. So this particular div names is taking the name and then the position of the person. So that is one div. So that if I hover, it is the whole thing that will appear or disappear. That was what I did. So that is this particular one. This thing is inside the image. As you can see, you can see image here, image tag. There's no image tag because I use it in CSS. I inserted the image through CSS. So when you come here, I there's team section. As you can see, I made it column. So that is this one in column form, and then some padding, and then the image name section. That is the whole image name section. Yeah, that is for this particular section for the images. And then now on to this is the CSS. Then I targeted only the images, and then I added where file display. This one I made the display flex because it will have the image as one tag, one div, and then no, wait, let me see it again so that I won't. So this is the images. So that is this is one tag, and then I have the names as one div inside. So this one images is having only one div inside, and I think that is this one. So I made it place and then aligned the item to to fit it because I was playing around this one too. So that is the best I can do. And then I targeted individual images. So you can see image name box, image one, image two, to insert the images. So this is where I inserted all the images. So you can see all of these ones are the images are inserted. Then I came to the names. The names are these ones. So the div around this is what I call the names. I flexed it and I arrange it in column so that you see Alfred bar and then the executive whatever is below it. Other than that, you will see Alfred bar here and then the executive whatever will be just beside it. So that was what I wanted to achieve. So that it then I made the background like this, and then opacity I made it 0. So here it means you see that you can't see the names unless I hover over it. That is what this one is doing. It made it disappear. Then I say names hover. So when you hover, then opacity now becomes 1. Then I change the cursor to pointer so that you see that effect. It will not. So when you hover, it will be pointing to the name. And then I added some effects, transition effect, so that it will not just be. So if I remove this and then I save it, when I oh sorry, when I hover over it, the effect doesn't look nice. It just comes bang bang bang. So the transition effect makes it uh, takes some time to come. So you see 0.5 seconds and it is targeting the opacity. That was what I did here. And I also targeted the first child. If I see the first child in the names, then you should know the first child here. That is the names themselves. That is the first child, and then this is the second child. That is the position. So I targeted the first child and made the color. You see the color is white and it is bolded. And then I targeted the last child, and that is this one, the second one. That is the last div inside this particular div. So that is yellowish. Then I targeted the icon container section. This is the section, and I'm gonna, this is the icon container section. It is inside the services section. Icon container section is inside the services section. That is this whole container here up to here. The container that is containing these icons together with these things. So this one too, I did it similar to this one. We have three things: services as one div, read about our services another one div, and then the item container is also another div. So the way I arrange these things is the same way I did for this, but since they are icons, they were box like, so I targeted the icons themselves. That is a div. Where is it? So icons. So this is one icon, and this is one icon, and it is the battleship. So I targeted it and then changed the radius so that it will look circular, as you can see on the screen, and then added some small padding, some background, and then some height. So this one is targeting all the icons, not one, because I named it the class of icons. So all the icons, I think they are, yeah, so they are all here. You can see this is one icon with its details here. So that is this one, this whole thing. That is a, I named it box icon. So that is one box icon. That is one thing here. So all these are divs, and I targeted this one too. One box icon. So this is the icon. So this is the name of the class, icons. So when I targeted the icons, that is what it was doing. It was targeting all of them. Then I targeted the images, that the specific images inside this icon. Change the width. These images weren't white, so I had to change. When I changed the color here, I made it white here, but it didn't work. It wasn't working for them. It was just color didn't work. So I used background. Background too didn't work the way I wanted it. So I had to come to images, and then if it is battleship, I come here, go to the last part, and then change the fill to the color I want before it worked. Then the box icon is the whole thing, one of it, and I displayed it. So I made it column so that it will arrange so that you see the first one at the top, then this one, and then this one in that order. Other than that, uh, as I said earlier on, it will be arranged in a row. Then I added some margins just to make it nice. The margin, I think the margin is in between, yeah, in between them. So because the box icon is the whole thing, so if there's a margin, it should be between them. And then the read more, I targeted only the read more, and I made it red. At first I did it this way, it was working. Then later I said no, let me make it a link. So I went to add a link tag. That is why it is blue here. I forgot to change target it again. Other than that, this is how I did it. So maybe let me let me see if I can target it. So that was uh, the read more. Uh, yeah. So this is how it should look like. And then I came to the services, the whole services, and I have a div, and then I targeted the H2. I think I targeted these H2s, and I added some margins, bottom, whatever. Let me check if I'm right. H2 services. Okay, services is the whole section. So if I target the H2, it will be this H2, all the H2s, yeah, inside that particular one. Then I went to the sponsors. I came here, I named the sponsors. So that is this class sponsors here. So sponsors, and I added the image here. The images are added here. So sponsors, then I targeted each image. If I do it this way, it is targeting all, and then I gave it a width. After giving it a width, uh, as you can see, this one is arranged this way because already I've targeted the whole section and I've made it flex, and I've left some spaces in between. So that one is taken care of. So it is not just this that is making this look nice here. There's something else doing something here. Then I went to the footer. This is the footer. I added some backgrounds and then flex. Uh, the footer, I named it footer here so that I won't name that one to section for the section effect to affect it. Uh, I used a footer to do this one. Then I targeted everything to it. Yeah. Then this one, I don't know what happened, but the background for okay, because I had a banner here. No, sorry, it's not coming. Because I had a banner here, my section started from here. So the other pages that I wrote here is for the other pages to change, to be able to change their background. Let me show you the other page. So when I click on my home, on, let's say, let me click on services. This is the background I'm talking about. uh, so with them, no, I changed the name here. So when it comes to services, this is the services page. I change the name here. Where is it? The name for the section, I change it to other page. It's no more sec1 or whatever. So I think I change it to other page so that I'll give it a different background. So that is making this uh, or bringing this effect. So you can see before, you can see the other section. So I think I added the other page to, let me come here. I added it to some, the section page properties. Sec1. Okay, other page is just targeting this particular one, but the section is still working for the others. So I added the section here, so that is why you can still see the section working here nicely. So that is for uh, yeah, this one. Then I targeted the H2 there and give them some uh, effects. The H2 here, the H2 here is the services. So I give it a color, then the font weight, and then the letter spacing. That is the spaces in between. That is why it is looking a little bit apart. And then I give it some font size, make it nice like that. So this is the code for this particular website. Now if I click on about us, it brings you to the about us inside the home. That is how I linked it, and that is what is here. The about us is here, so I give it an idea of about us, and then the link is in the header. So when I click on the link about us, it should take me to the about us ID. That is what I put here, the reference. So this is the link. So when I click on about us, this one, it should take me to the ID. So I've named this ID, this one, about us. That is why when you click on it, it takes you to this one. Now when I click on services to, I've linked it to services.html. So that is another page. So when I click on this one, it takes me to services.html. So that is another page. And you can see all my menu, everything is there because I copied the menu to this place too. So everything will be there in the services. Yeah, here is the services. So everything linked to whatever the top ones, they are all there. Then track track 2, I have it there. So the same format, and then contact us, that one too, same format. So that is all that I was able to do, Mr. Jansen. So I'm done my presentation.
Oh, well done, well done. Think it's a nice. You've introduced new stuff into your codes and all that, and I love that. Daniel, do you
Yes.
have any question to ask?
Not actually.
Okay. So please kindly drop the folder into, like, zip it and then drop it into the chat area,
Okay.
and yeah, and I'll send it to I'll download and, or I'll copy it to the resource area so that all those who need it will also, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, so thank you for your presentation. Nice one,
Hey,
very nice
Messi
presentation.
Siana, what by hand?
How about 426?
I tell make us in a match.
Yeah, it used to be 1 hour,
Hey,
close
I
close to
talked
1 hour.
about 20 minutes ago.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I said, Daniel, you are not presenting today, and
No.
yeah. So I think that like Chris, you drop it for us, uh,
Okay.
then maybe next week we'll meet. Next week we'll meet and probably we'll do a little bit of JavaScript and a little bit CSS. But I wanted to teach forms too. I wanted to teach forms, but forms, you may probably just design forms. Then I want to also let us use external CSS in handling most of these stuff that we are already handling. Yeah. Anybody with anything again? Man, some mini question here. This will be a bit. Anybody with any question or anything?
Na na meka
Okay. Na no day.
yes.
Yeah, the busy Hana. Na me ya no more. China. So, like, sorry, Daniel, it was because of you that it's because you came. That's why I intentionally asked Chris to make the presentation. At least you'll be able to see what went on and what has been added and pick some few ideas from there.
Yeah.
So that when the file drops to, you can look at it and do something.
Daniel, the way I'm bisa question in the jama, my can you.
Oh, Debbie,
Oh,
I don't know. I've even learned a lot of stuff from your presentation.
Oh, okay.
presentation there to some point. Now, every presentation, what are our questions are, that means that you didn't do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, without our question, that means that there are so many issues with your presentation. But if everybody is quiet, that means Charlie it was on point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we'll meet when we meet. That'll be next week. All right. So I think that'll be all for today. You have a nice day, everyone.
Yes.